flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All righty. Okay, the first item on our agenda is the first order of business, but we don't have any, so we're moving on to our second order, which is having to do with our commissioners. It's the reports and requests. Commissioners' accounts payable docket. Is there a motion?
Oh, I see Andy Sarah. I'll move for favorable recommendation.
Or motion for passage.
Is there,
Is that a second, Mr. Castelny?
Well, favorable recommendation wouldn't necessarily be passing it. It would just be recommending it.
It could be
So-
construed as that also.
Yeah, I guess it could.
I will second his motion for passage.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Vote aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
aye?
Commissioner Castelny, how do you vote?
Aye.
Okay, next item on our agenda is approval of the encroachment license agreement with St. Joseph County Recycling. Any comments or questions? No? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye?
Commissioner Castelny, how do you vote?
Aye.
All righty. Good. All right, next thing on our agenda was number C. It's approval of archives ReRoof contract. All right, any comments that you have?
We worked through Wolf Roofing, as well as Kill Architecture was the architect on the project. We've come up with a final agreement. The last thing that needs to get in place is the 125% bond. We recognize that the bond amount that was put up was only 100% of the project price. It needs to be increased, and they'll have that over to us today. But otherwise, the contract in and of itself is ready to go, and it's for your consideration today.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? No? All right. Is there a motion to
Move
approve?
for passage.
Second.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Castelny, how do you vote?
Aye.
All right, now the next is going to be our maintenance, which is approval of contract and ChemDry. Here he comes. Great.
Good morning, Brian Davidson, Buildings Engineer for St. Joseph County. Offices at 227 West Jefferson in the basement. This is a product that we'd like to introduce to the county. When COVID first hit, we didn't have a whole lot of product available to help disinfect and prevent COVID from in the building and other bacteria and viruses. So the stuff that we initially got was effective, but not necessarily long-term, and it's kind of had some damaging effects on surfaces in the building. When the chemicals first come out, they were kind of harsh. What we'd like to do is get those surfaces refinished so they're nice and clean like they were to begin with, and then introduce this ChemDry product, which is an applicant that's put down in a fog form on all surfaces. It could be hard surfaces, porous surfaces. What's nice about this product, there's no residue, and it's effective for 90 days. We're going to be doing the entire county city building complex, which will include all common areas and inner office areas, which we typically do not clean. So that's going to be added protection for the facility. We will also be including all the courts. 4 applications a year comes out to the tune of $51,872.
Okay, thank you, because I know we've done that in the past, so I'm glad we're keeping going with that. Any comments or questions?
Negative.
Negative, you're not for it?
No, I said there's no questions. That's-
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, okay. So is there a motion to approve?
Move for passage.
Second.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Castelny, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, now we're moving on to the Health Department. Their item is A, approval to apply for grant through the Institute for Intergovernmental Research to obtain materials and supplies for a safer prescription drug disposal at a community level.
Hi, yes, good morning. Robin Vita, Director of Health Outreach, Promotion, Education, St. Joseph County Department of Health, offices on the 8th and 9th floor of the County City Building. We are here today seeking approval to apply for a grant that would allow us to partner with the 525 Foundation and expand their existing Drop to Stop program, which provides permanent pill drop boxes for the removal of unused, unneeded, unwanted medications and potentially narcotic medications that could fall into the hands of the wrong people. The main lobby of the County City Building actually houses one of those permanent pill drop boxes.
Good. All right, thank you. Any other comments or questions about anything?
Negative.
No, none? Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion for passage.
Second.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Castelny, how do you vote?
Aye.
Okay, the next thing on the Health Department, B, is approval of extension of contract with Peter Duffy.
Cassie White, Director of Health Equity, Epidemiology, and Data for the St. Joseph County Department of Health, 8th and 9th floor of the County City Building. This would be an extension into year 2 of the CDC grant that we have for our community health worker program. Peter Duffy supports our data analysis for the programs of our community health workers.
I'm sorry, I really couldn't hear what you were saying. I apologize. What?
That's okay.
Can you hear me better?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. Do you need me to repeat who I am again?
Yes, uh-huh.
Okay, Cassie White, Director of Health Equity, Epidemiology, and Data for the St. Joseph County Department of Health on the 8th and 9th floor of the County City Building.
We lost you.
Yeah. Speak louder.
Okay, this is Cassie White, Director of Health Equity, Epidemiology, and Data for the St. Joseph County Department of Health on the 8th and 9th floor of the County City Building. This is a request to go into year 2 of the contract with Peter Duffy to continue the data analysis work for our community health worker program.
Like the first part of your speech, we couldn't hear. Could you come down here real quick?
Sure thing.
Do we need to continue this and go to something else?
Just delay it a little bit.
We can move on to the next item if,
We're going to put that just on hold on B. Now we'll move to C, with the Health Department C, which is approval to apply for a grant to create a process to work with Indiana Department of Health, St. Joseph County Department of Health, and school staff to prevent communicable diseases, including COVID-19.
Hi, yes, Robin Vita again, St. Joseph County Department of Health, offices 8th and 9th floor of the County City Building, seeking approval to apply for a grant that will create a collaboration between the Indiana State Department of Health, the St. Joseph County Department of Health, and local schools within our community to decrease the incidence of all communicable diseases moving forward into the upcoming school year. The resources provided to us will assist in helping schools become ready and feel confident that they can handle any sort of communicable disease coming their way.
Okay, any comments or questions about anything?
Negative.
Okay, is there a motion?
Motion for passage.
Okay. Is there-
Second.
Okay,
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Castelny, how do you vote?
Aye.
All right, she's still not here, so we'll just keep.
There
Oh,
she
there
is.
she is. Yay,
That's
she showed up.
fast. Wow.
Yay.
Beat Caruso in a race.
Good. Thank you for coming down here. We couldn't really hear you that well. I apologize.
No, that's okay. I don't know what was going on. Cassie White, Director of Health Equity, Epidemiology, and Data for the St. Joseph County Department of Health on the 8th and 9th floor of the County City Building. This is a request to extend into year 2 of the contract with Peter Duffy. He serves as the data analyst for our community health worker program that was funded by the CDC.
I've got a couple of questions. What does this person actually do?
So our community health worker program utilizes a system called RedCap, and he is an expert in RedCap. So he builds all of the programming for the community health workers when they're out in the community to do data collection or communications. So then that serves for them out in the community, but then what we have to report back to the CDC, he then does the analysis for us on a monthly basis.
So you would collect data of the places you visit, if there's any lead, stuff like that, and other health problems?
Correct.
Okay.
So the primary RedCap survey that we utilize that he created is a social needs assessment. So it's asking for any social service resources that individuals might need. So if they need childcare, transportation, or food, that's collected in that. And so then the community health workers respond to that community member within 48 hours to do follow-up and connect them with those resources. So we're able to track what resources are given to the community health workers to make sure that they're given the resources needed.
Is this a yearly thing that you guys will continue to do? Possibly?
Correct, yeah. So the grant is through August of 2024, so we'll renew the contract with him each year.
And the grant, how much is the grant worth?
It's a $3 million grant, $1 million each year. But we've already gone through the grant approval.
Right,
This
I
is
get
just the
that.
contract for
Like
Peter.
this, a lot of the public doesn't know,
Oh, sure,
and sometimes us.
And it's
So cool, thank you.
$65,000, right, for,
for Peter, correct.
yeah, okay. Any other comments or questions?
Not at this time.
Is there a motion?
I'll move for passage.
Second.
Okay.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
I'm voting aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Castelny, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you so much for coming. Appreciate it.
problem.
You can stick around if you want. Okay, thank you.
All right, moving on now to our infrastructure planning and growth department. First is the consent agenda, which is the consent agenda is a development subdivision request, which is a request to approve indemnity and consent to encroachment agreement for PHM schools. Got a comment about that, hon, or anything? No? Okay. And then the next is special events request. Special events. Angel of Hope Memorial Garden Benefit and Ride, and John Seelder Memorial Kids Triathlon. All righty. Is there a motion to approve?
I'm listening for passage.
Second.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Castelny, how do you vote?
Aye.
Okay, good. And then on the infrastructure planning and growth, B is work award to quadrille repairs, Ash Road and Ironwood Road. Or guardrail, I'm sorry, I missed it. Yeah, 2 guardrail repairs.
Sky Meadows Department of Infrastructure Planning and Growth, offices on the 7th and 11th floor of this building. What you have before you is a request to use our annual bids cost and to have a couple of sections of guardrail repaired for a total of $38,610. Funds are available through our LRSA. And we have reviewed it and request your approval.
Thank you. Any comments or
Sure,
questions?
if approved, when would that work be done?
I believe once it's approved, they'll have to order guardrail, I would think within the next 3 months.
No further questions at this time.
Okay, good. Any motion to
I
approve?
move to passage it.
Second.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Castelny, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you.
One quick question.
Yes, sir.
Somebody called me today about the landfill down by Woodland, that trucks are coming in off of Miami instead of 331 to Shively. With me on that?
Yeah.
Is there some signage we can put on Miami, attempt to tell it's not a truck route, something like that?
I'll have to, geez, sorry.
What'd you say?
I'll have to check to make sure that that's not a truck route, because it may very well be a truck route, but I'll double check.
Miami is not.
At that location, it might be.
It's not.
Okay, well then if it's not a truck route, then we already have signs that say no truck, and it becomes an enforcement issue. And we
Okay.
need some
Well, yeah, let me
enforcement
know if there's
measures.
anything.
I'll let you know what I find out.
Okay.
But if there aren't, if for some reason our no truck signs have been knocked over or stolen, we'll get more up, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep. I also talked to Charlie, so he's
Oh, okay.
snooping around out there
All right,
too. So.
yeah, we'll make sure it,
I haven't talked to Bobby Kay about it, so you're good.
okay,
Yeah, just update us on
all right,
what's going okay. Appreciate it.
thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're moving on now to
You can-
old.
You can
bus-
stay if you want also.
To old business. Glad we're not so old. We don't have any old business. Moving on to public comments. Are there any public comments? Anybody in this room want to do public comment?
Hockey star, you want to step up to the mic and, no? How were the New Carlisle days?
I guess he's going to make some comments, huh? Hi.
Good morning, Dan Caruso, 305 Compton Street. Thank you for asking. They were wonderful. The Granger Panthers won the wiffle ball tournament. Very, very exciting weekend in wiffle ball. Lots of vendors in the park. Yeah, it was a well-attended event, and I got, just walking around, got a lot of positive input on the solar farm. Everybody's getting excited about the solar farm. But then I see a news item this week that they're talking about, do we limit the number of solar farms in St. Joseph County? And personally, I say that's a yes. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. And I think we got enough. Let's move on to something else. But yes, hometown days were wonderful, and New Carlisle is looking forward to people who came for hometown days to come back and visit when it's not hometown days. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, anyone else here? Okay, is there anybody else on Zoom have any public comments? All right, seeing none, then I have a motion to recess.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Fleming, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Castelny, how do you vote?
Aye.
All right, thank you all very much. Everybody take care, have a good day.
Thank you, interim
Recording
EMA
stopped.
Director. Thanks, Bree.
You finally got me.
Bree for what?
I don't know.
Bree for what? Thanks, Bree for what?
For coming to our meeting.
Oh.
Thanks,
yeah.
Dan. Get a name and number on that, please.